What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Stay on Target. I'm your host, Dustin. We are pumped to get into this episode of Stay on Target. There is a lot to cover, and we're going to do it quickly as we can, which usually isn't very quick, but we're going to try anyway. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to throw it out there right from the beginning. I got some friends joining me today.
Woo!
Let's sound off.
That's me, Nick.
And this is Matthew.
Matt.
Strong Matt.
It's Strong Matt.
Strong
From
Matt.
down under.
Dan Ender. He's got a
look at that-
face.
Look at
and
that
hair.
face. He looks from down
What
under.
a face.
And we have another member of the crew back on.
Another member. Who could it be?
Who could it be?
It should be me, and I'm here watching along with you guys. Hey, happy to be back.
What's up,
My name's Dan. By the way.
Dan?
Diggity Dan.
Dan's back with
Dan.
us. We love to have him back. He's been running
Right.
the behind the scenes since we've been adding all this cool
Technology.
technology.
As a matter of fact, we'll go to the Brady Bunch camera.
Yeah, we love
now we're
the Brady
dealing.
Bunch camera.
That's us.
Brady Bunch for
Every
sure.
one of us.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
So we can point.
See?
Oops, we
Yeah.
can point the right direction. There's Nick over there.
that way, up that way, that way.
down, all
That way.
But
It's
you-
all of us.
It's all of us.
I just want to say, from a third-party perspective, you guys have been doing a great job. Dustin's been doing a good job as a host.
I tried.
Ooh.
Nick's been some
great.
amazing comedy relief.
Ha!
Matt has been
I'm
doing a
here.
great job as being strong Matt.
Just
Strong
showing
Matt.
his face. Really, that's all he does.
That's
some
Just
comic
shows his
relief.
face.
And some comic relief. Oh yeah, all of the above. You guys
Yeah.
are rocking it. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Rocking.
just gonna float along with this one because that episode had us all floating.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yes.
We're on cloud 9 right now.
Definitely.
Continually.
Non-spoilers though. We're
Yeah,
not gonna spoil it right away.
non-spoilers.
All
Very
right?
short, though.
It's going to be very difficult for us.
Yes.
I just want to say Dan's been doing a killer job in the background. If you've noticed,
Yeah.
things are looking sublime.
He's been killing a lot
That
of
is
Sublime.
all,
folk.
all Dan.
You should
Tech.
probably lay low for a bit.
So we
probably
appreciate
wanted for murder.
that. It's probably, I totally missed all that because I was
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
What were you saying?
You said he's been killing it in the background, and I said, yeah, he's been killing a lot of people. You should probably lay low for a bit because he's probably wanted for murder.
If you get that reference,
I'm good.
Yeah.
You're our friends.
You're our friends if you get that reference.
All right.
Here's Matt's face.
Hey.
That's Matt's face.
And that's been Matt's
And that
face.
has been
That's been
Matt's face.
strong
Matt's
Matt's
going to be our
face.
new show.
New,
Just
new,
Matt's
uh,
face.
New
Literally,
segment of the
it's just
show.
like 10 seconds.
Just
and
10
then his
seconds
face
straight of me
just-
staring into your eyes.
Yeah. Can you win a staring contest with Matt? Oh, look at that.
Can Matt wear
smolder.
a staring contest with
Can Matt wear a stink?
wear a stink? Can Matt wear a stink?
Who's gonna blink first?
I think I did.
You know, if you put your eyes together like this, you don't blink.
Wow.
Also, you're very squinty
Yes.
and everything's blurry, and I can't tell where I am right now.
So anyway,
I still haven't blinked.
Oh my goodness.
All right, yeah, let's
that
go.
was a
He's
Matt
still
doesn't
looking.
blink.
He's
that was
still
the
going.
squinty segment of the show.
This is crazy.
That's been
This is
staring
crazy.
at strong Matt.
That's been strong Matt's face.
Strong Matt's
10,
face.
10 15 seconds.
Let's go to our one words.
Oh yeah. Okay.
One
We're going
words.
into the non-spoiler section of the
It's gonna be
show.
hard because, I mean, have you seen
The
it?
title's a spoiler.
Yeah, we won't
Of
even.
this?
We won't say the title right now.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's
Dude,
like the
I
complete
always
spoiler.
forget the
I know
always
what it
forget
is.
it.
You
Okay.
just say your word.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go into our one-word reactions slash, you know what we're trying to say. Kind of reactions, but descriptions. we like to call it.
Descriptions, reactions.
Yes.
All
All right.
the
My
above.
word is going to be flawless. I want to say
Flawless.
nearly flawless. Okay, but flawless
diamond.
nonetheless is my
A
word.
diamond with like one imperfection in it.
Yes.
A few imperfections.
But yes and no.
Yes. Italiano.
Matt. Strong Matt. What you say?
My word is epic.
Epic.
Yes,
Epic.
I agree with
Absolutely epic.
Epic.
And Nick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he said his word. Okay, I'm gonna say mine, and then I'm gonna read the definition of it because it hits the nail on the head.
that. It is. It's perfect.
Phantasmagorical. Which
Yes, it is
I
a
had my phone
word.
backwards.
It's a real
Bear
word.
with me. Okay, it's a constantly shifting, complex succession of things seen or imagined,
Yeah.
and I think it's a perfect description.
That is
of
a
this
perfect
episode. Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
So
Okay.
good.
All right. So we're
simply
gonna
amazing, and mine
yeah,
was
sorry.
just simply astonishing.
Astonishing.
Astonishing through and through. We were just like mouth agape,
Yeah.
smiling from ear to ear. Couldn't believe what we were
Yeah.
seeing.
smiling,
It was great.
laughing, blown away, all of the above.
Little nostalgia in there.
Okay, so how can we describe this episode without spoiling it?
We just did.
We just did.
That was
so-
it. One word.
How did
What
I
did
do?
you just say? That's literally all it was.
What did I say?
Yeah, our words,
Your word.
astonishing, epic,
Our
No,
words.
that
fantastic,
doesn't
Explained it
spoil
in
the
this-
episode.
flawless.
I know. So
A
we're
little
good.
bit of nostalgia in there.
Oh well, we got to talk about the episode without spoiling it.
Dude,
So,
how? How are you going to do that? It's
don't
so
even know.
difficult.
okay,
Tell us,
because
Dustin.
it's right off the bat too.
It's just, yeah. It
You
just
can't.
comes out the gate swinging.
A new person is involved.
Yes.
Let's just say, yeah.
So,
we
I
see
mean-
A new old person.
new old
New old
person is
person.
involved in this episode.
Yeah,
There
we've
are
already given it away.
Multiple new
Not
old person.
necessarily. They
A
don't know
couple.
who it is.
Couple
Yes.
new
They don't
old-
know who
a
it
few
is.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
there
have
are.
Yeah,
appeared in
there are a
past
few
episodes
callbacks.
of
There's some new
shows.
new characters that are references to other Star Wars properties.
Yes, true. We're really bad.
I don't know how you. I
There's-
don't know
I
how
think-
else you
I
explain
think
it.
can't,
the fact
right?
of the
Dan-
matter
Dan's
is,
gonna bring it back.
the fact of the matter is, go watch the episode.
Yes.
Yes,
You're going to
please.
want to watch the episode, and what we actually want to do right now is watch the episode again.
Yeah.
Because our minds were just,
It's just
blown.
that good.
it's just that good. It was that fun.
It is.
It was a fun episode. It was a funny episode. We were smiling from ear to ear. We were
Yeah.
laughing from ear to here to there.
Here to and fro.
I mean, it was that good.
Hither
So
and thither.
without spoiling it, it's very difficult to talk. But it was fun. It was funny.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh.
definitely enjoyable. It was astonishing at the things that we were seeing. The action was great.
Yeah.
The lines, the story development was
dialogue.
amazing. Simply phantasmagorical, Nick.
Yes, absolutely phantasmagorical.
Yes.
What do you mean no? Who's saying no? Somebody's saying no in the studio. No, no,
the fact
no.
checker
That's
just
all I
said
heard.
no. I think calling you out, boy.
Oh, because I said fantastic, and then I changed my word, and then she's like,
That ain't it.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, we
boy.
did see a familiar face from
You can't say it.
episodes.
Did
of
we
this-
see a
of
familiar
this,
face?
season? Yes, one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
singular one.
Yeah. Singular.
Exactly.
What's the name of the show again?
Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba
That's
Fett.
right. Okay.
In this
Just
episode, wait, what is the title again?
We can't
We
say
can't
it.
say it. That's what
Literally
one of the
can't
spoilers.
say it.
It's like what we were talking about before the episode when they gave away the score for episode 1.
Yeah.
And in the score title, it said, do you want me to say it?
No.
Okay. But
We're-
it gave
we're
away
about to
a
jump right
big
into
plot
spoilers,
point.
so-
So
Yeah,
we don't want to
exactly.
give away
Yeah.
the
I think
plot
we're-
point by telling you the title of
Yeah.
this episode.
Yeah, it's
Right.
gonna tip it
It's a spoiler.
right off.
But you get it. You get where we're going.
Yeah.
If you saw episode 4,
You need to really
there-
go watch
what
it.
was the line, Dustin? Something about muscle. You can buy muscle.
You can
Yes.
buy muscle
Uh,
if you know the look.
I have plenty of credits, is what he said, and then
Yeah.
she said, "Well, credits can buy muscle if you know where to look."
for it. And you were like, "Yeah, because I'm not a bounty hunter.
yeah, that was,
I haven't been
that
doing
makes
this my
logical
whole
sense.
life."
We're critiquing the last episode of
Yeah.
when she said that to Boba Fett,
Yeah,
who was
Boba.
a bounty hunter
Fennec said
who
that to Boba.
literally
Right.
found people
Yeah, that's literally what
and
he
got
did,
money for it.
right?
And
Yeah,
got
if
done
someone
did
hired
paid.
gun
That's
and
what bounty
hired
hunters
to
do,
it.
right?
Yeah,
They don't just look for candy bars
sometimes.
because there is a
If
candy
they're
bar
really
kind
hungry.
called a bounty hunters. Found it. Target acquired.
Or do they wash clothes?
It's literally like an
Bounty.
almond joy.
Oh wait, no, that's the.
That's bounty.
What am I
Wait.
saying? I'm getting my. You wipe stuff up with it.
Yeah, bounty. The quicker picker up.
The quicker
That's
picker
what
Paper
upper.
towel.
Boba Fett and Mando are bounty. The quicker picker
The
uppers.
quicker picker upper.
They quickly pick
Yeah.
their
Oh
targets
my
up.
Goodness.
I will say
Yep.
this episode started
Hand-
off with a bounty.
Dude, like the
Phenomenal.
rating system is
Did.
broken for this episode.
Like
Yeah.
we're going
it
over
just
five
goes
this time.
way
Yeah,
over.
The
See, some-
tributes don't do it justice.
Okay, it
anymore.
doesn't.
We're
Sum
out
it
of
up,
tribute
Dude,
land.
It don't.
We're gonna go to the spoilers because we can't
Straight
help ourselves.
Straight
onto
into
the
the
spoilers
spoilers.
because
Straight
there's
into the
nothing else
spoilers.
to say without
But
spoilers.
before that, the only thing is go watch this episode. It's
Yes.
epic. First of all,
Epic.
we can't talk too much about it because
Phantasmagorical.
pretty much anything we say will spoil it. Just know
Yeah.
that it's got some of the best action. It's got some great CGI that look amazing. It looks like a movie. It's basically a self-contained movie. I'm not giving anything else away.
It's the
No.
best.
and it ties into something that's
it's
already
the best
going on.
episode of this season
And we just
by far.
and I didn't want it to
Yeah.
end.
I didn't either.
I wanted it to keep going. So if
and
that
it is almost an hour long.
yes,
Correct.
true. And that was just almost a movie.
Yeah, it's
It
pretty
is.
much
Really.
a movie. It
It's
should
a
have
half
been
a
a
If
movie.
movie.
that doesn't get you excited for this episode, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
But it's some of the best Star Wars we've ever seen, ever.
ever.
And
Other than
maybe-
the original
yeah.
trilogy, I will say ever.
That's
So
a
go and watch
That's
it.
a bold statement.
It's
It's
a bold-
definitely
it's a
the best.
bold but accurate.
The best thing we've seen on Disney Plus so far.
Definitely.
Yes.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I'll say
Hands
no. I'll
down.
say since new Star Wars or since
Yeah.
Disney's taken over. I'll
Yep.
say that pretty
Yep.
much.
Since Disney's
I think there's
taken
only
over.
one or two things that come slightly close, but overall, I'd say this is the best Star Wars that we have seen since
Yes.
Disney bought it.
Absolutely.
And with that, we are going to
Absolutely.
go straight into the spoilers because we cannot wait to talk about this.
Yes.
It
First,
is
we'll
so
start out
good.
with the title. Do you remember what the title is?
I never remember the title, and that's my running
It's-
Do
gag.
you remember what the title is?
But this is your last
Spoiler.
chance. All
Oh.
right, this is your last chance.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Spoilers coming. All right. So
Spoilers.
if you haven't seen the episode,
You know,
what are you
things-
doing here?
things
Go
on
watch it.
cars, on the back of
Get
cars.
lost.
Get hyped and come back and listen to our spoiler rant, and you can join along
Yes.
with us. And if you have seen the episode and you're ready for this, comment. We want to know what you guys thought of this episode too. If you're as pumped as we are, pumped,
Pump.
then
Do the
say it
pump.
in the comments. Like it. Tell your friends about us.
Subscribe to it.
Please do.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
All right, that was your last
Subscribe.
warning. All right,
All right.
Nick. I can't remember
No,
the title.
Him. He's
Um,
gonna say it.
I believe it was something along the lines of the Return of the Mandalorian.
It was indeed 100% for you,
It was
sir.
exactly.
Nice.
The Return of the Mandalorian.
Yes.
It was
The
amazing.
Return.
And I wore the shirt hoping that it would happen because I got Mando sitting right there on my arm and Grogu because Grogu
Yes.
really was in
was
this in some
yeah.
way.
referenced.
He
at
was
the very,
referenced.
at the very
he wasn't
least.
in it,
And I said last week,
but he was heavily referenced.
I said they can't help but get that sweet Grogu buzz, and they just
Yeah.
did that. In the
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Sweet,
Absolutely.
sweet.
But
You
before
called
that,
it. You
Dan,
called it. Yeah. You called it.
You called it early, the first episode of season 3/2.5 of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
Well,
mhm.
we did a pre-thoughts and reactions way back before the
Yeah.
show came out, and
Yeah.
in that we were surmising what direction they might go, who they might bring in. We did I think above and below 40%, 50%. Would
Yep.
we see certain
Yeah, we needed you
characters?
for that too.
And
we don't know
and
how to do that.
We don't know how to do that.
I can do that, but it all came true. I was like, is this truly a Boba Fett
It's true.
show, or is this Mandalorian's kind of third season?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
second and a half. So Dustin, you accurately said this is basically turning into Mandalorian 2.5.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in some ways, though, that is almost more true for you because they covered so much in this episode with
Yeah.
the Mandalorian.
Oh my
like
gosh.
normally that
Like-
would take
Well, it's
almost like 3
it was
episodes.
Basically
This
all
was-
him.
This
Yeah.
was like
Boba didn't even
Mandalorian.
appear.
I guess the way I could think of it is this one episode you could say was Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah.
exactly.
The
It was
one
like the
episode.
opener to
The
season
entire
3.
season.
because it
3.
progressed
exactly.
so much.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
what?
did.
And there were so many
We got-
moments.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
intense, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flashbacks,
Boom,
the
boom,
history
boom,
of
boom.
Mandalorians. You got
Yeah.
the battles, the dark saber,
Yeah, holy crap! Yeah.
the bounty,
A new
which is like
starship.
it was like 2.0 version of the very first episode
Yeah.
of Mando when he walks into
Yes.
that
It
cantina.
was. I love that
It was
fight
It was
like-
scene.
literally.
Wow.
What an
Yes.
entrance. What a way to start. I mean, they didn't hold anything back. And that's the thing I'll say. This whole season so far of Boba Fett
Yeah,
has been holding back like
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
We're like
I'd agree.
just waiting for something super epic to happen.
Yes.
And wouldn't you know, the Mandalorian happens.
Yeah.
Not Boba
Boom.
Fett doing something
And,
awesome.
like-
It's the Mandalorian.
And like,
Just blew our freaking minds.
and like, and like, and like Matt was saying,
What was I
Boba Fett
saying?
wasn't even in
Oh.
this episode.
yeah.
Not
Fennec Shand
once.
Made like
2 minutes.
a 2-minute
Yeah.
appearance at
Yeah.
the very end.
If that. It's like a minute.
Maybe a
And
minute. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go into the one problem I had with
Okay,
this
yeah.
episode.
Let's start with negatives and then we'll jump
It
to all the
was-
1,000
It's a
positive.
Boba Fett episode that doesn't have Boba Fett in it.
Yeah, that is
So that's the downfall.
It's misplaced, but it's so well done that I almost
I
don't
don't
even
care.
care
Yeah,
Right.
you don't care.
that it's a Boba Fett episode.
you don't. Nope.
It's in.
Nope.
Oh, I was
Nope.
like, why didn't they just make Mando season 3?
Well, they
like,
are.
I know they
yeah,
are, but like,
yeah.
seriously, you should have just done that because, yeah, Boba Fett up to this point, it's been kind of a joke, really.
I mean,
It's okay. It's not what it should be, in my
It
opinion.
wasn't. None
You're
of those
talking about-
episodes combined compared to this episode.
It's
Yeah.
Not even
hard.
close.
It's hard to even put them on the same planet.
Yeah.
And I wonder if part of that is because now we already have 2 full seasons of established Mandalorian. And now we see him again
think-
after what we've already seen and come to expect with Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Versus like they're really trying to establish Boba Fett. They're really trying to bring you back into his mindset and the
I think it's
Tuskens.
the character
But
development.
yeah,
Yeah.
They went the
Well-
wrong way with Boba Fett.
well, I'll say this real quick.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
and
Go
you
ahead.
keep going.
Go ahead.
But I'll say the biggest thing is because Boba Fett doesn't feel like Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Talks
saying.
that's
too
the
much.
Thing.
Yeah.
That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So they did like a 180 with Boba Fett, whereas like before we saw Boba Fett, he was a ruthless bounty hunter.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
we see Boba Fett coming out of the Sarlacc pit, and he's a nice guy who wants to rule.
got
with
brain
respect.
damage.
What you said
I
at
think
the
he has brain
beginning was
damage.
true about how Mandalorian acts more Boba.
He
than
does.
Yeah.
He acts more Boba
and
than
that's,
Boba does.
and that's why we like Mandalorian so much
Yeah.
because he acts like Boba Fett.
One word
more so, yeah.
answers, straight
Oh,
to
yeah.
the point, and
Yeah.
killing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just takes care of business, and that's what we wanted to see the whole season from Boba Fett, and we
Yeah.
have seen none of that. Everybody else has done something for the most part, except for Boba Fett, other than like 1 or 2 things.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't even feel like Boba Fett. We've
Right.
been waiting this whole season for Boba Fett to feel like Boba Fett.
And that's why we
And it
liked Mando
has
when
yet
it
to
came
pass.
out, right?
Yeah,
he
and-
was, he was like Boba Fett, but we couldn't get. We didn't think we could get Boba Fett. We're like, well, this is as close as we're going to get to Boba Fett. When you watch Jon Favreau and them talk about it, he's like, I want to write a show about Boba Fett. And they're like, well, why don't you write it kind of about Boba Fett, but it's actually a different character?
right.
And
Right.
then Filoni comes in, he's like, you could take a Mandalorian, path, yeah,
Yeah.
and then here we go.
But and also for the fact that like every episode of the Mandalorian or Boba Fett has covered not very much.
Yeah.
We haven't got a ton. It's taken
Yeah.
a while.
Snippets.
It's taken a season or episode 4 to get to modern time.
Yeah.
And everything that
Well,
was modern
finally
hardly.
catch up on.
Yeah,
past
we finally
throwbacks.
caught up on everything. Yeah, good point, Matt.
That's the other thing is it's the best part about those shows were the flashbacks.
Yeah, in a lot of ways because we didn't do anything in the
Yeah.
really in the modern. They were just giving us little hints
Yeah.
to what was to happen. But in this episode, we cover a lot of ground.
Yes, we do.
We
Yeah.
talk. We have history
Wow.
of the Mandalorians that we
A
hadn't seen,
flashback,
which blew my mind.
Great.
Mhm.
That
Literally
was a-
blew up Mandalore too.
Literally blew up Mandalore, which was crazy.
Yeah.
I was just watching that. I was just like, "We're seeing this right now? Are we
right,
seriously
right?
seeing this
I'm
right
like,
now?"
why did they should have? This is how Boba Fett should have started. Like this is how it should have went.
Yeah.
What was it called? Night of a Thousand Tears?
Yes,
Something
Night
like
of a
Yes.
Thousand Tears
Yeah.
is whenever the
Explosions.
Empire
then-
basically blew the crap out of
Yeah.
man.
And then you had the
Yeah.
K2SOs marching
Yeah, the
around.
Terminators.
The Terminator.
Yeah.
The Terminator.
Terminator.
3000.
Arnold always comes into our episodes.
Always.
So
He
just
always
letting you
does.
know.
He always
Every time.
sneaks his way in here.
Sneaks his Schwarzenegger way in here.
Wow, Arnold.
Arnie.
He's sneaking around Arnoldly.
Yeah. But that was awesome seeing that scene.
Yeah.
How much information we learned about like Din, what's going on with Din Djarin the Mando, with his dark saber, the spear,
Yep.
The armor we got to see again, Jon Favreau as a Vizsla, a fight,
Vizsla.
some awesome fighting. I mean, everything in this episode was perfect. Almost.
Perfect.
The only thing, okay, the
Perfect.
only negative, we'll go into another negative.
You're
The only
negative.
other negative that really kind of hurt me in
It
some
hurt him.
ways.
It
Because
hurt him.
okay, I loved that
Him.
spear. I loved that Mandalorian
The Beskar
Beskar
spear.
spear. That was one of the coolest things for me in season 2 of the Mando.
Yeah.
I love spears. He basically was
Spears.
a Spartan. This is something I've always wanted to see.
Mhm.
It was like a wandering Spartan in Star Wars with the armor, the shield. He doesn't have the shield, but the shield and the sword, which is what Spartans, make it as epic as 300, but in Star Wars. That would
Yeah.
just be so cool. I've always wanted to see that. And he basically was almost there. All he needed was the shield.
Yep.
He would be that.
And now he's 2 steps
But
away.
they melted down the spear.
Yes.
But
That kind of hurt me. If you watch my reactions, I was like,
Yes.
You're like,
"Dang,
no,
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 stop.
no.
He said it a few times.
Yeah,
He's
you're
I
like,
like,
couldn't
no.
help it.
He's like, no, that's not right. No.
I love the spear.
Right?
The only saving grace to that, it's still negative in my opinion, but the only saving grace to that was
Bring it back up.
because it was for
Grogu.
Grogu.
yeah. So that's the only thing. If you're gonna
Yeah.
gonna melt the
Yeah.
Beskar spear for anybody, it
Yeah.
better be Grogu.
Make
Right.
something.
Yeah.
We don't know what it
Grogu.
is
Do
yet.
you guys have any other negatives though,
No.
other than it not
thought
being
you
a
had
Boba
some.
Fett?
I don't think.
Other than I
No,
wanted
just
another
the
hour.
fact that it was a Boba show,
Yeah.
and didn't show.
Yeah,
him.
no,
Yeah.
that's
That wasn't even. I mean, necessarily negative. And
but
the
like I
spear
said-
didn't necessarily hurt me as much as Dustin because
Right.
I like swords. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he still has the dark saber.
And that
so.
was still cool. And how they even like used that, called back to Rebels. Dan was called it in the episode because she was training with
Oh yeah,
him.
the dark saber.
Why don't
yeah.
you go into that, Dan? You're more recent.
So
on
if you
that.
haven't seen Rebels, it's not a spoiler, and I'm not going to spoil it because some people in this particular studio have not seen Rebels. You like
You haven't
that?
seen it, and Matt.
And we also have a comment from Brianna Brown. It says, "I want to know what's in the Grogu head shaped package."
That's what we were.
Right.
Hey,
What
she
did
saw
the,
the Grogu
what
head
did
too?
they forge from
Yes.
the spear? I cannot wait to see it. We all cannot wait to see.
I
Right.
love how they did that too. By the way, I loved how they made it even look like
Yeah,
Grogu.
yeah, that was great.
That was so good.
Yeah.
And great comment.
I'm sure it's just gonna
Long
be
time
like,
listener, big fan.
It's gonna be a chainmail. Suit.
We're a fan of her. Sorry.
Ooh.
Yes. Big fan. She's a big fan. Fan of us.
Sorry.
We're
It'll be like
biggest
weird.
fans.
Yeah.
It'll
We're
be like
your biggest fan.
Right.
it'll be like
Thanks
the
for coming,
Hobbits.
dude.
So it's like the chainmail
Yeah, the
or whatever it was, the
mithril.
mithril.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
It did look like a chainmail type thing.
Chainmail.
All I
maybe.
was gonna say is that
Yes.
that the exact moment where they're working with the dark saber,
Mm-hmm.
he was fighting. You know, she said the line, "You're fighting against it
right.
and not using it. You know, we're not working with it or whatever it was exactly." Is almost exactly. It actually is pretty
Word
much
for
exactly
word.
from Rebels. So if you
Yeah.
watched Rebels, there's a direct parallel, which makes me think like, was Filoni directing that shot or
Right.
He had to have
Obviously.
had a hand in that, though, for sure.
Yeah, didn't
Obviously
you say you
Favreau
wrote all of
knows.
them?
He helped. I don't think he wrote all this
Favreau
season.
wrote 'em.
Favreau wrote this.
Right, yeah.
But with Dave Filoni. I mean, they were
Dave
definitely working
Filoni.
hand in hand.
yeah. But this one was directed, side note, by Bryce Dallas Howard.
No, that's
Yes.
a good side note.
Yeah.
This is
It's crazy.
this is the most epic one. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel kiddish.
no.
No,
No,
not
the
at
The
all.
acting was superb. I didn't.
Yeah.
There was no moment that I was taken out of it because of the acting.
I mean, her dad is
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a very famous director.
Ron.
And didn't he help finish
He did.
Solo?
Yeah.
I think so.
He helped finish Solo.
we
I
like
know-
Solo.
I like
right?
most of Solo. There was a lot of things I just felt like maybe the writing, the way they crafted the story, and the writing and the character, I felt like wasn't 100% Solo.
Right.
But it was a fun movie to watch regardless. I think it was one of the most. It had one of the best Star Wars tones.
yeah.
That's what I've always said about Solo. Solo has the best Star Wars tone of all the new movies that have come out.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the look of Star Wars, I'd say Rogue One has the best look of Star Wars and
Yeah.
probably the best story.
Yeah.
Because it's
I would agree.
self-contained in a lot of ways. Although
Mhm.
I'm not a huge fan of. It doesn't have the same tone though. That's the thing.
Not the same tone.
Because the tone of Star
I
Wars.
don't like your tone.
Yeah, the
You
tone of
knock that crap
the
off.
tone of
You
Star
knock that
Wars
crap off.
is supposed to have some levity to it,
Yeah.
whereas Rogue One had like very minor. The only levity was really K2SO.
Yeah.
But
Did you know
anyway,
that
sorry,
wasn't
that was
me?
a side tangent.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan, were you saying something before
For
that?
real,
I
that
think
was
I kinda just-
extremely.
He was talking about
one-sided.
Rebels.
Not really. I was just
Yeah.
expounding on that.
And
Yeah, you're
Rebels has some fantastic. If you haven't seen Rebels, if you haven't
Nice
seen
face.
Rebels, go watch that series. That has some of the best Star Wars in
Yeah.
it too.
good. I
Dave
did want to
Filoni.
say because I have been watching Rebels again.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Holy crap.
Unbelievable.
Right,
Like
I need to go
watching
watch
it
that
through
one.
the second time, or maybe this is the third time seeing some of the episodes. I mean, it just builds and builds and builds, and it's
Isn't
so
there
good.
only like 2 seasons?
4 seasons.
4 seasons.
And they did that on purpose.
Like the hotel.
or
4
like
seasons.
or like the globe.
Oh my gosh.
Fall, winter, spring, and so I bet you
Right.
there's some parallel there. I'll bet you the first is like summer and etc.
I bet.
Right. crazy.
on-
You know the crazy thing too is, can you imagine Rebels live action? I think if you
Oh my
had
gosh.
Rebels live action, that would blow away almost all seasons.
I haven't seen-
honestly. I think it would blow away almost everything in some ways.
I've only seen a few episodes.
Not that the animation
Yeah.
isn't great.
And,
I'm just
like-
saying it would blow our
Yeah.
minds.
Yeah,
Right.
Honestly, yeah, they should do that. Why not? Just go do Clone Wars.
I
Well,
Live,
live
action?
action.
Yeah, why not, dude?
Yeah.
there's a lot of
You got the
direct
money.
ties to where we're at right now in the Star Wars universe, and they
Yeah.
actually mention, I mean, if you think of Mando with
Yeah.
with Thrawn, Ahsoka,
Right?
a
Disney-
lot of the
and-
characters, it's
Dude,
pretty
do you
crazy.
think? Do you guys think that Thrawn's gonna make an appearance? in this?
Yes.
I think it's gonna be the very
Yes.
last episode.
Yes. No. In this season, you mean
Yeah.
specifically?
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think they got to tease it. I think they
Yeah.
got, because this is the start. This is like Iron Man 2. I'll say that in
Yeah.
some ways.
Mhm.
The whole
Uh,
MCU.
Well, I guess maybe Mando season 2 was Iron Man 2 because they dropped that hint of
Yeah.
Thrawn
Mhm.
with Ahsoka, and that was kind of a precursor to her show. But then also, and with Ezra and
Yeah.
and what's her name, Sabine. But
Sabine.
I think this is gonna tie it together even more.
Yeah.
They got to start dropping hints. You know, it's like all the MCU movies. They had to drop a hint in each one, like the end credits.
Drop a
I
hint.
think that's what they're going to do with this, and
Oh,
it's going to
but-
be the Star Wars Avengers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But we don't want to
Star Wars Avengers.
Yeah, no,
It's gonna be
It sounds
Star
weird when I say it
Let's
out
not
loud.
go that way.
But I hope it's done
Avengers.
like the Thrawn trilogy. I really
Yeah.
hope they
Oh yeah.
keep it as close, but they're gonna have to change it up, obviously, because there's a couple different things that already have happened that I don't know would really gel
Right.
100% with it. But yeah,
I mean,
anyway,
like-
I agree. I think he's gonna show up, or
Yeah.
or a hint of him being the big bad. I think is gonna show up.
Yes.
The only thing I wanted to say in defense of
great.
Boba Fett, because this is technically Boba Fett
Right.
episode 5, season 1 or whatever we're at. The Book of
Yeah.
Boba, 7 episodes, 5 have been about Boba, and we've seen a lot of character development in 5, and they have taken him down a different path, down the path of being.
You mean 4 of
Fo-
Boba?
Was it 4? Oh yeah, 4.
We're on
This is
episode
the
5
fifth.
right
this
this
is
one.
episode 5.
So 4 episodes really of
2 more
dedicated to Boba.
Mhm.
So I guess where I'm going is his character had to develop, I think, because of what they're building in this universe. You know what I'm saying? If they're building it like they did Marvel,
Right.
the Marvel cinematic universe, if they're
Mhm.
following
Right.
that, then Boba needs to become this wealthy, respect
Mob boss.
boss. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
it's hard
right.
for him to do that because Mando's doing pretty good, but he's not. He doesn't have the kind of credits that Boba has.
Well, and you couldn't have 2 bounty hunters
Mhm.
in the
Right.
same. Like they had to give Boba something else because they already had Mando, and
Yeah.
that's
Right.
why they're really trying to make him bigger.
Well, and they have to differentiate him because when Mando came out, there was no Boba. Boba was dead.
Right.
So they're like, we can revive Boba's personality in Mando, and now Mando's taken on the Boba Fett mantle
Mm-hmm.
of being the one-liner, no messing
Yeah.
around, epic battles,
It's
and
kind
now
of like Boba Fett 2.0
2.0
in some ways.
yeah, exactly. And now Boba Fett's come back from the grave, but he's almost like, was it from the White Wizard versus the Gray
Oh
Wizard?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. you got
Gandalf?
Not
Gandalf the
really.
Grey,
I'm Gandalf
or
the
Gandalf
White.
the White versus Sauron or Saruman. No,
Not really, but he's
Saruman.
is wiser.
Balrog of Morgoth.
No, he's been
No,
down.
Saruman is the
Yeah.
other White Wizard.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay,
Anyway.
sorry. Nerds.
It's okay. But he went,
Weird.
he's been in the valley of death and he literally died
Yeah.
and he came back from the grave and now
That's
he's
true. Massive brain damage.
reviving and he's coming out with a new way
That'll
of living.
change someone.
Because
Yeah.
look where it got him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It got him to the bottom of a Sarlacc pit.
that's true.
And then
started at
it
the
got
bottom, now
him
he's here.
being tortured by the Tatooine sun. And he's like, if I get out of this, I'm changing something because
Right.
this ain't working out for me.
Right.
So he's like, I'll get out. I'll rule with respect and yada, yada, yada. I'll use the people instead of killing them all when they make me mad. I'll just use them for me. Like, what's the big Wookiee that you guys have been talking about?
Chrysanthemum?
Chrysanthemum. Instead of
Santo?
killing him there, he's going to use him now. And they're
Yeah.
kind of teaming
Which-
up and he's creating this cool.
Which shows that he's thinking more like a daimyo, like you were saying, more like a crime
Daimyo.
bosses. Use
Yeah.
people, don't kill people if you don't have to necessarily. The only thing, though, in response to you saying that about Boba Fett, I would say is I kind of wish they would have given us that exposition. Him actually saying or showing us that he wants to change because of where it got him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They
He
haven't.
he did say that. They did say that.
Well, she said the Tuscans made him soft, but they didn't really talk about him. He said he was left for dead on the sands of Tatooine. I guess if you use that line.
Well, and he said so many died, or right? Didn't he say that line? So many of us have died.
Well,
or-
yeah, he's tired
So
of
much
working
death.
for crime bosses dumber crime bosses,
Yeah, who
basically, that
don't
get
care.
us killed.
Yeah.
And we're smarter than basically what he's
right.
saying.
So much senseless
But
death or whatever.
that's not necessarily because of the Sarlacc pit. I mean, I guess in a way, yes, because he was working for Jabba and that
Yeah.
got him in the Sarlacc pit.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you could come to that. I just wish they would have been a little bit more clear about the Sarlacc pit almost being, which I guess, again, in
many
some
mixed
ways
signals.
was whenever
Right.
he had the walkabout, it really kind of
Walkabout.
was showing that he was rebirth, like kind of situation. He was becoming a new person.
Yeah.
Tricky little bugger.
But even
Tricky
before
little
that,
bugger.
I think
Tricky
they
little
should have
bugger.
had a little bit of him changing, like killing some people ruthlessly, or some Tuscans or somebody, or that Rhodian for no reason, or just because he looked at him cross, and that maybe they had to be like, whoa, we don't need to kill everybody
Chill.
right off the bat. No
Chill.
disintegrations, man.
Chill.
well, and I think they're really pushing Mando now.
Oh yeah, and that he's
We know Mando's number one.
yeah.
And they've established. They showed us what they're going to do with Boba.
in one
Mando's the new big man on campus.
Yeah.
Yes. In one episode, they made Boba Fett a side character again.
Yep.
I'll
In
say
his
that.
own show.
They totally
In
did.
his own
show.
show. Yeah, that's the only
Dethroned
negative.
in his
Second
own show.
to
Yeah.
They almost,
Mandalorian.
you know,
Mandalorian.
here's the thing.
Mandalorian.
I wonder if
Yes.
they really only have or had 5 Boba Fett episodes. And
The
instead
rest
of,
is
instead of
Oh, yeah,
leaving
the
him,
rest
Mandalorian.
you know, instead of leaving him
Yeah,
for
four.
dead,
Or one more
Favreau's
after
like,
that.
we got to do something with Boba. And so they gave Boba a moment when he showed up in Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah.
And he came in and like,
Mhm.
whoa, he's alive. And
Yeah,
he's
that was
beating
pretty
people with a
cool.
gaffy stick. And he's
He's brutal
dropping
still.
the charges. What were they called? The
Oh,
disruptors.
seismic charge. Yeah.
Yeah, he's dropping seismic
Wow.
charges and sniping and yada yada and using all his tech. And
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
got a moment with him
Right.
upstaging Mando a little bit. Because
But
Mando was,
Mandalorian was still in it.
yeah, right. And
But he was
but
almost
Mando needed help at that point because he lost Grogu. He's in trouble.
Right.
And he was almost
He's
cooler.
depressed.
He was cooler. Boba Fett was cooler in that season of Mando season
Yeah.
2 than he was in the season Boba
Yeah.
Fett.
He was
season.
more
That's true.
brutal.
Brutal.
And they
That's
they worked.
totally
even that.
brutal.
And that was the crazy thing. That's why I was so excited about Boba Fett was because they made him so brutal in
Looked
Right.
like a
in
Yeah.
Mando
And then they did the old switcheroo.
in some ways, and I think that's why it again feels slightly off. I think we're gonna get there, and again, I think the end is going to
justify the means.
justify the beginning of the
Yeah.
show. I think really we're just getting up. You got to start somewhere
We're
to
picking
get
up
somewhere.
speed.
And now that they're back together, the band is getting back together.
Getting the band
I
back
think it's
together.
going to get pretty epic. And I like that they're crossing over with each other.
Yeah.
Like that is cool storytelling. That gets you excited for
Yeah.
both shows. It hypes both shows, and then we can even go into the next other shows like Ahsoka and
Yeah.
I don't even know all the other ones that are coming out, but a lot of them. I
Andor.
know. Well, that's going to be different.
Gonna be a
But,
standalone, yeah.
but the Ahsoka, there was going to be the I think they canceled.
Republican
No,
Republic
Commandos, not
Command-
Commandos,
yeah,
but
something like
something
that.
like that. They were gonna do that. I'm not sure if they're doing that anymore, but
I guess it's just
it's like
crazy.
the Guardians of the Republic or
yeah,
something.
something like that. Rangers of the Republic.
Rangers.
Rangers.
I was looking forward to that one too, but
Yeah.
The cinematic, we got
I
some
hope so.
notes here, but I guess when I think back already, now we're at episode 5 of this 7
Yeah.
episode season.
Yeah.
I am probably going to not remember much of the first 4.
No.
yeah, I mean,
This
it's
one
Gonna
just like
it did build. I mean, okay, they established on screen that he got out of the Sarlacc and how
Right.
he survived with
Which-
the
I kind of wish they
Tuskens.
would have had they've
Yeah, he got
embellished
his
that
ship
a little
back.
bit.
Yeah.
I really wish they would have embellished that a little bit. I wish they would have taken a little bit more time to show him getting out of the Sarlacc pit,
right.
how he did more specifically, and like him contemplating even things in there. But I guess he was
Yeah.
choking to death, so I guess they had to get out fast. But it just seemed kind of abrupt still.
Also,
and I
how
wanted to
long
see
was
more.
he
It's such an
down
epic
there?
moment.
They
I don't know.
haven't
They never
said.
said.
They still
true.
haven't said.
Yeah.
So there's still questions. They didn't fully answer everything. All we
so
know
many
is that he got out.
questions.
So many questions.
I have answers that need questioning.
Do
Yeah.
they? My question to you.
Show
Yeah.
that
a little bit.
nobody's gonna really care if he's in the next 2 episodes or not.
I mean, he's got skills. He's got
Unless-
skills.
Unless they
but-
do like they did this episode, make it totally epic next week.
I think Mando coming
Redeem
in.
everything.
I think Mando coming in. I think is gonna
It's gonna
heighten
save the
everything.
show.
Yeah.
I really think that
in
this
a
the
sense.
last 2 episodes, right? Because we got 6 and 7
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
left. I think the
Yeah.
last 2 episodes are gonna be crazy.
Lit.
Like Pike,
I
all
think
out
they're gonna have
warfare
an all-out war. Yeah,
against the Pikes, and then we're gonna find out who's in charge of the Pikes.
it's gonna be.
Or there's gonna
it's
be
gonna
some
be
bigger
Thrawn.
thread that's gonna happen.
Thrawn's
at the
gonna
end.
show up at the end, and they're gonna be like, "Oh no!"
If they
what'd we
drop
do?
that,
Oh,
that's
no.
insane.
I think something like that, or he's kind of heading up certain things, or
Yeah.
they're gonna find something else. Or Crimson Dawn. It could be a Crimson Dawn moment
right?
with
what's her face?
Kiri or
Kira.
Kira, yeah, Kira from Solo again, which Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ron
And then,
Howard.
What's his face is gonna show
It's
up?
all
the guy who
tying
played-
together.
All
Yeah,
right,
played
so we're
Solo.
getting
Yeah,
up to the. Oh, go ahead.
One more thing, sorry about the whole Thrawn situation and what I think they're doing with Boba Fett in a certain situation is there's a character in the Thrawn series called Talon Card, and he's kind of more about information. He's kind of doesn't really play sides. He's
Saboteur.
kind of in the middle in a lot of ways, but his business is about knowing information.
Business.
And I almost wonder if they're pushing Boba Fett to kind of be that character in some ways, that neutral party.
The information gathering.
Yeah, but in some ways, because he's kind of the
Look how they massacred my boy.
they're kind of no. I mean, he's still powerful in his own way,
Right, yeah.
but they
get where
need that in between
I'm
character.
picking up what you're putting.
Yeah,
down.
so I almost I think if they do that, that would be a smart play, and I could see them adding that if you listen to the Thrawn or read the Thrawn trilogy. Anyway, sorry, Dan, go back.
If they are going toward the Thrawn trilogy, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But you know what that means? That means we may get some
we may get a
OG
retcon.
OT.
Oh yeah,
characters?
that's happened. I think we're gonna see Luke, Leia, and
Well,
Han
we saw Luke.
and Chewie. Well, yeah, exactly.
We
If they
saw
did,
Luke.
if they did Luke like that,
That's not Luke.
then what's gonna stop them from doing the rest?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
I
Nick,
think we're gonna see Luke, Han,
Did
and
we
Leia
see
back
Luke,
together.
Nick? Did we see Luke, Nick?
That's not Luke. That's not Luke.
That's not Luke.
It's not really him.
It wasn't him.
That was a hilarious thing that happened to us in the store.
Yeah, it
When we
was.
thought it was our friend Luke.
Yeah, inside joke, everybody.
Yeah, we thought we saw our friend Luke in
So
Walmart
he-
one time.
Yeah, he called out to him.
I literally
He's like,
Yeah.
Luke, Luke, and he looked.
and we were both just like,
That's not Luke.
"That's not Luke."
And then
That's
we
not
just
Luke. And
quickly
we just
ran
quickly
away.
walked away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
That's not Luke.
Anyway, that's our inside joke.
Yeah,
Now,
Luke, if you're
now
out
you're on
there,
the inside.
thanks for watching. And
Luke out.
We're sorry we missed
Oh
you.
man.
We're sorry we mistook you.
I mistook you for
You
someone
were
else.
literally the same person, but not doppelganger.
You know, like the math thing that just happened there.
Right.
Wow.
All right. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program.
In the
in
next
this
episode.
next episode, or are they saving that for how is that?
I'm
gonna
gonna
work?
do an
I don't
over and
know.
under here in a minute about whether we see
Okay.
Grogu next episode.
Over and under.
Not right now, but in a
over
minute.
90%? Yes. Under 10? No.
It's
I don't think
over
you know how
under
it works.
90.
Yeah,
It's
we still
over
don't fully
under
understand how this
90.
works.
You don't
Over
think it
under
means
90?
what you think
That's
it
over
means.
90.
We're gonna
Exactly.
put you in the Federal Reserve.
Right.
What's that?
I don't know.
Sorry, no, never mind.
He's
That's from the other guys. He still doesn't understand how the Federal Reserve.
Oh yeah,
You remember
right.
that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh,
haven't
see,
seen
There
that.
were so
That's
many
a
points
funny
you just
movie.
rattled off there, and I want to talk about all of them so much, but I know
But
we
we
don't
just
have
need
a
to
lot of
touch
time.
upon them.
That's what I'm saying. There's so much. Like every
Yeah.
one of those was like a separate.
It was
could
like
have been a
5
separate
episodes
episode.
of The Mandalorian.
Let's all pick
together.
one of those and talk
There you
about
go.
it.
I'm talking
There you
about
go.
the Starfighter.
Go ahead.
And
60
one
seconds.
Starfighter.
60 seconds on the clock.
And the nostalgia
Go for it.
factor of the whole
Now.
episode.
Go.
Okay, so
Was that a highlight to you?
it
Really?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, this whole episode Like
The
when he goes
highlight.
back to Tatooine, it's like a callback to
So much.
the Phantom Menace
Mm.
because they have the N1 Starfighter, which is his new ship now, which they build. That was great.
Do that.
I wonder how long it actually took them, like in
Probably as
the
much
world.
time as it took us to build the Millennium Falcon. back there.
Probably at least 8 hours. Yeah, and then
Sure.
he flies it through the pod racing through Beggar's Canyon, and it even has
It was
the
the-
shot of the
It was
ramp that Anakin launched off of.
It was the same thing.
It was, and then he goes into outer space, uses his crazy fast maneuverability
Why are we looking
to
at
get
me?
away to get away from the New Republic.
Because you're so excited,
I am
apparently.
very
And
excited.
it was just there were so many callbacks. Oh, also, there's a BD1 or a BD droid.
BD.
So that's a reference to
From Fallen
Cal
Order.
Kestis.
Jedi Fallen Order,
Yes.
which he
Okay,
thinks.
yeah. Let's
Cal
talk about this
Kestis-
real
he thinks-
60, 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, you go.
Well, no, both of us.
No,
but-
yeah.
Oh,
He thinks Cal
my.
Kestis is going to show up at some point to help the Mando train with the
Yeah,
dark
doesn't
saber.
that make sense though?
It doesn't. Not really.
But it's not that
It's not the same BD
it-
unit.
unless they repainted him. But it was you said.
I think it's
yeah.
just a reference to the new game that's coming out, which is Jedi Fallen Order
It might
2.
just be to hype it up, like
Yeah.
you're saying.
I think so.
But it seems too significant in some ways.
It's just to hype it up.
maybe I don't know.
It's literally saying that the whole universe is
Right.
connected.
Right. I get that because it's a BD droid, but
If we see a white redhead, like the whitest kid you know,
don't do that.
who's got red hair in the next episode, you can almost guarantee it's going to be Cal
Red hair
Kestis.
is cool. I like red hair.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine with me. I'm just saying, like, he's going to stand out if it is,
Right.
if he does show up.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if he does show up?
Dude, see that's what I'm saying.
Fights the pikes.
I'll figure it out.
Oh, dude.
Pike
Well,
fighting.
The only reason I say that is
Yeah.
I could see your perspective that it's a different BD and they're just hyping up the game and that
Yeah.
could be all that it is. But
But it's
you
too
could do
significant
that.
to dismiss it.
yeah,
as
and I
that.
just feel like you can definitely do that and bring in that character. Why not do
Right.
both? Why
But
not do
why
both?
is he a different color if it's the same BD unit?
Yeah, it could be. It could still be a different BD unit,
Right.
And they're just kind of
They're
hinting
just
at
like,
his.
oh, he's going to show up.
yeah, that he's going to show up.
Yeah.
A live action version of Cal Kestis would be cool, but they would have to age him up a bit because he.
Well, I haven't seen. I know you guys have played it. but I haven't
this,
seen the
it
whole
takes
game.
place 5 years after the Jedi or the Order 66.
Yes.
The game does.
Yes.
So
But for those that haven't played the game, are they going to have any clue? Are
So
they going to be
they'll
so
have no
blindsided
clue.
when they see Kestis walk up?
I mean, the rich thing about that though is he shows up, whips out a lightsaber, and goes to town on somebody, and you just get your interest piqued.
Yep.
And they could also, which would promote people to go play the second game, which is probably going to be what their
Yeah.
goal is in this.
That's what it's going to be.
And then you go play that second game or watch it or whatever online. I'm sure you can
Yeesh.
find that, just the story mode or whatever. That would get you excited for the game. It would also bring in a really cool new character, a
Mhm.
Jedi that survived Order 66,
Right.
and presumably survived all the way up till now because there's nothing that said that he hasn't. I think that would be really cool. And Cal Kestis' goal in that game. Well, I don't want to spoil anything. I guess since people
Right,
have
that's what
not
I'm saying.
Played it.
Spoilers.
I think you're over your
But-
30-second mark anyway.
But I think it would be cool if he showed up and trained Mando because obviously he needs some training with that
Yeah.
saber. So anyway, I thought it was a cool moment.
It was
Right,
cool.
we can go-
Moment.
All right. So did you want to talk any more about the N1 or?
No, I pretty much. Well, I mean, it is sweet.
That's
It's
a
sleek, and it's amped up. It's crazy fast.
Did you and the like hood scoop or not hood scoop, but like the engine
The
coming
little,
out the,
the
the
little
front?
engine. It's like a
Like a classic.
hot rodder.
Yeah, like a classic muscle car.
And then he's got the huge guns on the front.
That
It's
was
like,
cool.
This is gonna be great to see in action.
Yeah, because they modded a bit. They kept
Yeah.
it nice and sleek Mando style, but then the additions and the paint job, I
Yeah,
like
the
that it had
paint
the
job.
hint of yellow, but it
Yeah.
looked very
And then-
sleek still.
And then
I
what he
love that.
says after he flies it. So how was it? Wizard.
Yeah.
Wizard.
I'm glad you touched upon that.
Oh
yes,
my
because
gosh, that was funny.
That made
Which
me
is
laugh
also
so
another,
hard.
It's another callback to episode 1
Yep, his
when
friend
his friend
Kitster.
Kitster says that was
Yeah.
so wizard, Annie.
Annie.
It's like the whole thing was just a nostalgia moment for episode 1.
Yeah, and I'm
whenever they go to Tatooine.
The whole
and
thing,
find
you're right.
Anakin.
But it felt so healthy.
it
the
was
nostalgia
it was done
throwback,
right,
it was
respectfully.
so
Respect.
well
That is
done.
the key.
Respect.
The key of Star Wars.
They revisited it, but it was,
Respect. Yeah.
you know, you could see George Lucas smiling.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
honestly, do you think it's because of the backlash for the sequel trilogy?
I don't. Well, not necessarily. I think it's just anything to do with Star Wars when it
Yeah.
comes to the originals and
I
the
think
prequels
they're
with George
trying-
Lucas is done. You have to treat it with respect if you want
I
the
think
fans.
they're trying to like make
like what you're doing.
amends, as in like we're sorry we ragged on the prequel trilogy
I don't know.
when we got the sequel trilogy and it was just
I-
garbage.
It could be Dave Filoni saying,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni saying that in a way.
yeah,
But it's also like it made sense though for the story. That's the
Yeah,
thing. It didn't
right.
take us out of the story, adding in something from the prequels. It actually made sense in the fact that it's unregistered. It's a sleek starship. Everything about it worked.
Yeah.
And the modifications they made. So
Mhm.
I liked how they did that with
Yeah.
respect.
and I honestly thought it was gonna fall apart.
Yeah,
I
we
was
all
like,
did.
oh, please don't fall apart, because I mean, you know, at that one point, it's like, oh crap, it's gonna fall apart, and then he just gets pulled over by New Republic.
Yeah,
fighters,
yeah,
and I
which
like,
was
oh,
good,
okay,
man.
that's good.
That was good. I love seeing that guy again.
Right.
It
What was
reminded
his
me.
name? I don't even remember his name. What was his name?
What was the name? Fact checker.
Check some facts.
Oh, the
The
Captain.
captain. We got it right here. Yeah, Carson Teva.
Carson Teva.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool actually seeing him.
I love
I wonder
seeing
where
that.
Trapper
'cause he
Wolf
connected
went.
the dots.
Wonder where Trapper Wolf went.
Because that was
'Cause Dave
Dave
Filoni's
Filoni.
character,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
probably just off.
Was the other
something
guy
else.
like the
Doing Dave
director
Filoni
or what,
things.
was that?
No, because Bryce Dallas Howard was the director.
Yeah, you're right.
So
but
I
like
don't. He
Robert
might.
Rodriguez.
Maybe he directed a different episode. Robert Rodriguez, I think, was the
Yeah, but you didn't see his
Could've been
face.
him.
the what's his not
The mayor.
No, he wasn't.
He
the
did the
mayor.
voice of the mayor.
Did he?
I thought so.
No, I thought that was somebody else.
No, he was one of the Trandoshan.
Yeah, he was the Trandoshan.
Oh,
the
Trandoshan.
crime lord Trandoshan.
But that could have been
Rodriguez.
him. I don't think it
Yeah, it
was.
could've been him
But that
live
guy looked
action, you know.
familiar, and
Yeah.
there's so few acting parts. They're always like Daniel Craig or some huge actor.
Right.
But just to touch upon the N1 again, wasn't the CGI and like the look of this
Oh, it was
episode
beautiful.
just super clean
Unbelievable.
overall? Like
Yeah.
the whole episode,
Well, here's
Mhm.
the thing. I think,
movie.
Movie quality.
and hindsight's 2020. That's why it's so blurry behind me.
Yep.
But
Hindsight.
I
Behind
think
you.
the
Wouldn't it be
Mandalorian
clear?
folks,
Right.
maybe Filoni, maybe whomever, have been working on this episode since Mandalorian season 2 finished.
Probably.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett's been in the works for a little while. Maybe after season 1 of, or maybe during season 1 of Boba Fett or Mando.
Season
You know
one
what
or
I'm
two.
saying? Season 1 or 2, they were filming it. You know what I'm saying? Because they
Right,
didn't
right.
need Mando to do that show. So they were out filming. They knew Mando was going to be successful, but you know what I'm saying? And now
what I'm
Mando's
saying?
got so much hype, so much momentum.
Yeah.
They just
The
had-
guys are like, we have to level up. If Mando
Yeah.
comes on the screen, we got to be better than season 2, and we
Yeah.
just got it.
Mhm.
So it's like almost like how you guys say with video games. There's like this company makes this video game, and then it's the same
Oh, right.
series of games, but it's this company makes it. This one wasn't as good. This one was. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, with like
EA.
Black Ops or like Black Ops versus like
Treyarch versus
Treyarch
Activision.
versus
Activision.
Yeah.
It's like-
Activision, yeah.
It's like
Sledgehammer.
the Mando team and creatives are just like leading the way.
Right.
And
they're
it's
we
almost like
gotta
they
amp
put
this
some
up.
of the B squad, but it's still it's still Favreau
Right,
with story.
right.
But it's almost like the B squad did Boba Fett. You know what I mean?
At least the first couple, which really I feel like in some ways comes down to the director in a lot of ways, which was what's
Yeah.
his name, Robert Rodriguez, right?
Yeah.
Who
Yes.
did the? It's kind of hard. I
Well,
don't
'cause,
want to
yeah,
rip on the guy. I
like
mean,
you
I
said,
still
no,
think
he's
he
good,
did a
he's
good
good.
job.
Yeah.
I'm not putting him down.
But you said even Tamara Morrison was telling him he had way too many lines.
And I don't know if he was saying that necessarily to Robert Rodriguez or if he was saying that to Jon
Just-
Favreau, because
yeah.
Jon Favreau is still the one who wrote everything.
Favreau
yeah.
did the story.
But
yeah.
it depends on how you depict it and bring it
But
to
see,
life,
I think
which
that's,
is the
that's
director's
what the
job.
director's job is. Yeah.
Which I still think that maybe Jon Favreau should have been over. But, there's only so much that Jon Favreau can change technically if he's handed that
Yeah.
position to somebody else.
Yeah.
right.
And the biggest negatives I think we have in a lot of ways of this season so far is it's not heavy hitting in a lot of ways. It doesn't feel 100% like Boba Fett, even though he has changed.
Mm-hmm.
But the other biggest thing is that it's also got a lot of kid feeling things in it.
Yeah.
Like
Not this episode,
it
though.
felt definitely not this one.
No.
But it was like it feels like the movies that he did.
Yeah.
Spy Kids.
Spy
I mean, I
Kids.
can't help but get that
Right.
image out of my mind when I
And-
see a lot of the Spy Kids looking things.
The only thing that I can compare it to is when Bryce Dallas Howard did in season 1. I want to say it was episode 6, 7 on the planet when
Oh,
he took
yeah.
off his helmet.
I
Wasn't
think
it?
it was 4.
Maybe it was 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
episode
think you're right.
it was episode
Yeah.
4,
Went to that
season
like
1.
With
jungle planet,
With
and it was
the
kind of
National Geographic shots.
Yeah.
Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
Yep.
The dog people.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah.
That was
Same
kind
race,
of
or is
that
it?
was the
Yeah,
worst
it was.
one of the worst ones of the whole
Yeah.
season.
It was like
was the same director.
It didn't really fit in.
It wasn't
And
horrible.
This one,
Through the introduction of what's her
Well,
name?
and then she did an
Yeah.
episode or two in season 2, and like I want to say some of those episodes she did in season 2, which
were-
I think was when the Bo-Katan showed up.
yeah, I
wanna
believe
say.
you're right.
Yep.
Mhm.
Unbelievable! It was so good. The
It was a
action was
big
great.
step up.
And now look at it.
Now it's
now look
like-
at her. It's like
She's only
she just
progressed.
directed a
Yeah.
film,
Yeah.
a fully
Yeah.
produced movie that was unbelievable. Best Disney Plus content so far.
It's funny too because it seems like a lot of the episodes she directs has a lot of female characters in them. Most
Right.
all of them do because
Yeah.
she directed basically what's her name from the season 1, which was who's not there anymore.
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano,
Yeah,
and then
right.
also the other love interest in some ways to
Sad.
Mando, and then
Yeah.
also and then it was Bo-Katan and the other
Yeah, what's
chick I forget her
don't
name,
remember her
but
name.
it's just funny that she's directing a lot of female characters, and this one it's the only mostly a lot of chicks in this one, which is the funny lady. What's her
Yep.
name again?
Pelimoto.
Pelimoto. She was
Yeah.
hilarious in
I
this.
did a Jawa once. They were really hairy,
Furry.
furry,
Furry.
really furry. A lot of problems.
That was hilarious.
There was some.
It also
Definitely
had
comedy.
Fennec again in it,
Yep.
female, and then
Fennec.
the armor. So
Yeah.
which had
Yeah.
she had
Who
a lot of
plays
acting
the
to do in
armorer?
this. Oh, I
Who
know.
voices her? I can't
forget her
remember.
name.
Good question.
She does a
I
great
know her
job,
voice, and I can't place her face.
though. All right. Well, that's about it for the N1. Sorry,
Yeah,
but
that's it.
what is it? Emily Swallow.
Emily
right.
Emily
She
Swallow.
plays
She's
armor.
from something, obviously.
I still can't place the face.
I have
Face.
nothing.
Oh, okay.
He's got nothing.
Did you want-
I
I'll
told you
let
he doesn't talk very
them-
much.
I was just gonna say,
End it
was there a
out.
point though in this episode that you liked more than anything else?
Well, I like the Starfighter, and Nick already touched upon
Yep,
that, so we're good here.
It's
What
great.
about the
Great.
Dark Saber or any of the fighting at the beginning?
It was cool. I mean, yeah, it was sweet. I don't have a lot of words to
Yeah,
say.
that's
so.
fine.
You know me, I'm Matt. I don't talk much.
Strong man.
I was going to
No,
bring
don't
up the
talk
Dark
much.
Saber.
All right,
I
Dan.
do-
Yeah,
I
go
do
ahead.
The
dig
Dark
the
Saber
Dark
battle
Saber.
was unbelievable.
Timed out.
Mhm.
Yeah, it reminded me of
Something else.
Part where she's training him, and he's just like, "Woo!"
we lost
and
him.
it's like, "What?"
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He just fell off.
He's
and
just
they were
like,
like,
"Whoa!"
oh, and he just
Yeah.
flies back up
He's
and
like,
lands.
I was like,
that was,
"Great, great."
that was great. I love that scene and
All
the
right.
way they handled that, and even that whole space planet there, or the
Yeah.
the Halo ring
The
that was
Halo
on.
ring.
The cinematography in that was amazing. It
Yeah.
looked so good. The whole
Okay.
everything about it was
It was
movie
great.
quality. The fight scene in the beginning, I love that they just started off with him, a simple Mando.
Cutting
getting a
people in
bounty.
half.
Yeah, cutting people.
Yeah,
I
cutting
love
people.
that they did that. They
Right.
actually
It's
did.
like,
They did not pull they didn't pull any
Dismemberment.
punches. At
No.
first, he kind of sliced those guys. I thought he was cutting them in half that first time, and then
Yeah.
he didn't. I was kind of like, oh, they're gonna not do it.
and then, the
And then
last
they
part is
did
like,
it.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You were just like, I guess he's bringing them in cold.
Right?
Yes.
What a rush!
I love that they threw that line in
You know,
there.
Right? Yeah.
Nostalgia.
I
the
guess
fight
part
was
part
epic.
of me is like, was this supposed to be season 3, episode 1?
And
See, that's
what,
what
it
I'm
felt-
saying.
Yeah, it feels
I
like
think it
that.
is.
It's season 3, episode 1.
Yeah, it really is.
It's not 2.5. We're not meeting him
So that
halfway.
mean-
We just went all the way to season 3.
You just gotta think.
I'm done.
Like, what are they gonna
Mic drop.
do for season 3, episode 1 now?
Nothing.
Well, it's got to be
It's gotta be
elevated
way
even more.
even higher than that.
Yeah.
Way even
I
higher.
still think
way even
I think-
higher.
I think like
You heard it
guys are
here
saying,
first, folks.
even higher.
I think Thrawn maybe, and then once the big bad comes, like basically how Thanos showed up. Now you need your heroes to be the best they can be because they got some crap coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good question. You think if they do it like MCU, some major characters are going to get killed off?
I think they're going to save that for big
Well,
moments.
I had
if
an-
they kill off characters, it better be worth something because that's what the
Yeah.
sequel trilogy failed horribly at.
Yep.
You don't just kill main
Kill
characters.
your heroes, kids, because they're
because-
old.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't have a
That's the wrong message.
main
to tell
character death
children.
has to have weight to it
Yeah.
and a purpose.
Well,
If
here's-
you don't do it without that, it doesn't means nothing.
I
and
would
it's
say
stupid.
Han Solo. Spoilers if you haven't watched the sequel trilogy. That one was like the only one that had weight to it.
It didn't even though. What weight did it have to it?
Because he had to do it.
Why did he have to walk out there on that plank just to say Ben? He thought that that was going to
No,
change him.
Ben had to do it just to say that he did it. He said he knew what he had to do, but he didn't know if he could do it. Right?
Yeah, but
Han
it
helped him
still,
do it.
Han helped him do it.
It still felt pointless to me.
Because right, it does feel pointless, but on the broader like the story still sucks, obviously. But on the broader scope of stuff, you're like,
Yeah,
oh, that
because, like-
actually kind of makes sense.
Well, in some ways, yeah, because he's turning more to the dark side, and he has to turn
Right.
more to the
He
dark side.
knew it was the only way he could save his son.
Well, he was hoping that. He could
Yeah, technically speaking. Like I said, the story still sucks.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I don't
No.
know. Yeah, but still,
Well, my over/under at
That's
the
a good point.
beginning, I think on that reaction preview that we did when we picked Mandalorian season 2.5,
Yes.
is whether or not Boba Fett might be killed off in this season.
oh,
you
you want
think
to do an
so?
over under on that?
I did one before. I don't think I did an actual over/under, but I was like, "What do you think the odds are of them just killing off Boba at the end of season or the end of the final episode?" And then literally Mando takes on all of that. But then he'd have to pass it along. Would Fennec take it over? Yada
I think
yada.
Fennec
think-
would take it over.
I think that would.
I don't think they'd do that to Mando.
No, Mando doesn't need to be strapped down to some
No.
crap planet.
I honestly think that would really make this season used pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
what was this all about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What?
mean, unless
If
they
I
give it
can't
to Mando.
scuba, then what has this all been about?
Exactly.
Right. So over under 15% Boba Fett dies in this
15 or 50?
15.
So which
Open
one's
your
living?
ease.
Which one's
You
dying?
say 15%. Over
15% he died.
over 15%
under.
that he dies, or under 15%
This is
that
where
he
I always get
dies.
screwed up.
I would say under.
It's
I
under
don't think they're
15.
going to kill him.
Either
off.
way, he's died. Do you think
Is
it's
that the right way?
over? It's under.
Whatever way
No,
means.
over is they're going to kill him.
Oh,
Under
Over.
is they're not going to kill him.
But see,
Oh.
I'm leaning it way toward one way.
Skewed.
So you're
Okay.
saying that there's a less than 15% chance that he.
yeah, there's less
Right.
than 50%.
Or
Right.
is there a 15 to 100% chance they will?
Yes.
right.
I don't
Okay.
think they're going to.
I don't think
And I
they're
don't
gonna.
think they will.
I don't
do
think
that.
they
I don't
will.
If
think
they
they will either.
do, I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah, there's like a 15%
There's a
chance.
problem.
Oh, it's one of the it's the whole kill your heroes kids because they're old.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
if they do that, then
That would make sense.
oh yeah, they better not
Yeah.
do that though. I
Well,
don't
and
think
they
will.
just brought him back.
Yeah.
You know.
It just doesn't make a
It's-
lot of
no, it
sense when you
doesn't.
think
They're-
about it. And
No.
they got a lot more for him to do. And I think if they're building up to this whole big
Yeah.
bad, they're gonna
Yeah.
need him. They're gonna need something like this, and that's why they're building him up this way. I feel
Yes.
like.
100%.
'Cause
All
they
right.
would- yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, they could, and then just give it to Mando, like you said.
Yeah.
But they
won't.
better make it epic if they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
No, they
Yeah, see,
won't.
I don't see Mando being a daimyo. He's
No.
too. He needs to do stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and that's what another thing.
I think he's gonna go back to Mandalore and rule.
That's what this episode really set
Yeah.
up in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Really, it kind of was weird because he progressed so much as a character in season 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get this episode, and he really reverts back real quick because he wants to be a part of the culvert again.
Yeah.
As to how he was, and it really felt kind of like, man, he's just getting right back into that groove. He's learned so much. He's come so far. Why does he need to go back to these people in some
Exactly.
ways? And I feel like really the next season and this episode in some ways, he's trying to redeem his honor in some ways, but I hope that season 3 is really going to progress him to become his own man. He's searching, I feel like, and that's kind of what they're telling us. He's searching who he needs to become, and not there's two different sides already. There's Mandalorians, which is Bo-Katan. That's a different way of thinking.
Mhm,
There's
mhm.
also the culvert. That's a totally different way of thinking. And I think he needs to realize that I can take both from both worlds, still honor the past, and become my own man. And then I still think bring them together.
Hannah Montana.
Oh gosh. Bring them together
Yeah.
and then become
Stick 'em
Mandalore.
together with the tape.
The
tape of love.
Become Mandalore the
The
ultimate
sticky stuff.
and rule
The dark
rule the
saber,
way
yeah.
that he needs to. And I that's what I want to see in season 3.
Yeah.
Which is why it's you're sorry, I'm cutting in,
No,
but
I completely
and
agree
I
with
think
you.
that's where they're going.
They're connecting the dots for us
Yeah.
from Rebels to the Mandalorian. They're tying things together. Just that scene. Oh my goodness, I cannot get over that scene. Even of
I know.
the Night of 1,000 Tears.
Yeah, that was epic.
that was so epic. I mean,
That
it
was
was
great.
heartbreaking to watch, really.
Right.
And I'm like, why in the heck did they not destroy those fools? But they must have been blindsided. I mean, it had to
Yeah.
have been.
They were betrayed.
It was so epic, though. I mean,
well, then
yeah.
somehow.
that's why this episode.
I
blew
think
me
that's
away.
that's where Moff Gideon got the darksaber, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where.
That's
That's
must have
where he
been.
got the
Yeah.
darksaber
Shmushed
from.
been.
Yeah, which was interesting that she even went into the whole tangent about Bo-Katan's
Yeah.
rule,
She got it
Uh,
was gifted to her, so
and
it laid waste to Mandalore.
yeah, and that's why her rule ended in
Yep,
a
in
disaster
tragedy.
because she didn't earn the through combat. It
Yep.
was given to her, and that also sets up why she was so hesitant to take it from Din in
Yep.
season 2. It parallels perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And why she can't rule that she believes she can't rule that way again because of what happened.
Yep.
And she's trying to redeem her honor, and I think that's going to come into season 3 a lot of Mandalorian.
Yes.
I
would
love
agree.
how they're tying everything together. Things are really meshing well. They're going
Yeah.
together well. I like the way that they're building. This episode just excelled everything tenfold.
Yes.
It blew me away. I'm going to watch
Yeah.
it immediately after
We're
this.
gonna go watch
We
it
need
again
to-
tonight.
yeah, we
a
need to rate
1,000
it.
times. But yeah,
So
let's get to these
we're gonna
ratings.
We're out of
close-
time.
Jump
We're
to the
closing out.
I
We
think
missed
we
our.
all can say what we rated. That's
yes.
the same. So
Yeah. Out of
10
what do we
out
what do
of
we call this?
five.
Other than
we
this?
were out of
Five.
5.
No, I
Out of
know.
five?
Usual.
I know the 5, but
100.
I was gonna say, is it Carson? We
Wookiee
got to
cookies.
change Wookiee cookies again. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll do
because
Wookiee
it's
cookies.
Wookiee
technically
cookie
a
tributes.
Mando episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go back to Wookiee
Wookiee
cookies.
cookies.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna rate this
Yeah.
episode. Man, it was so good. Who wants to
So
start?
yeah, the Wookiee cookie, the rating was out of 10, right?
Yes.
It was out of
20.
10. So we're going
20
back
out
to
of
the
10.
10. We're going
20
10.
out of
20
10.
out of 10. It was that good.
It really was.
I
Yeah.
honestly, it's kind of crazy though, because I want to see what they're gonna do for Mandalorian season 3, episode
Yeah.
1,
yeah.
because it's like I don't know how you can top that episode.
They just raised
I'm sure
the
they'll
bar.
find a way,
They just raised the bar.
This
but
is the
I
way.
was like,
This is the way.
that was epic.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
Okay,
about you,
what about
Matt?
you, Matt? Strong Matt.
Strong Matt.
I'm just gonna keep it 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
You know
Would
who
rate
Simple.
again.
It's clean.
You know what Matt just reminded me of real
Oh
quick?
boy.
Oh,
was
boy.
what's his name? The gunslinger dude from season 2, episode 1 of Mando. You
A
remember?
gunslinger,
Not
yeah.
the gunslinger. What's his name? The shoot. Played by the guy we like. He's like a Clint Eastwood look-alike kind of guy.
I could see that. He had the armor,
governor,
right?
What's his name? Shoot.
Didn't he
Was
have
it Cobb
Mando's
Vanth?
or Boba?
Yeah, Cobb Vanth. He
Yeah.
reminds me of Cobb Vanth.
Timothy Oliphant.
Timothy Oliphant. That's what
Yeah.
you remind me of right now. You look
Yeah.
good.
It's
All right.
fair.
Thank you.
It's
Looking
fair.
Looking good,
Looks
strong,
good.
Matt. Looking
Look
good.
at it.
All
Look
right.
at
Anyway,
it.
sorry, that was a totally off subject, but it's
Yeah.
all good.
All right, what about you?
Anywho,
So
Rate it.
I'm gonna rate that. So you said 20 out of 10.
Yes.
I say 100 out of 10.
100 out of 10.
100 out of 10.
10 to the
Yeah.
10th
Isn't that
power.
just 10?
Again, there.
right? Is that
I
right?
have no clue.
The only thing that pained me a little
10 to the
bit.
second power?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that pained me a
Yeah.
little bit was the whole melting down of the whole spear. I just like
The
spears.
100 power.
So, but that's a personal thing. It didn't affect the episode in any way, really. It was just me personally.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a movie. It was a movie we just watched to progress the story way farther for the Mando in one episode than we've watched the whole season of Boba Fett.
Yep.
It's the best episode of Boba Fett and it didn't even have Boba Fett in it.
Exactly.
It paid respect to.
That's why it's kind of funny to me.
Yeah, it paid respect to the prequels
Yep.
in a good way. It was hilarious. The comedy worked in it.
Yep.
It did not feel out
Real
of
furry.
place. It was
Furry.
hilarious. They built a new ship. So much that we learned.
Yep.
Everything about it. I love it. I'm gonna stop talking because I can talk about it forever. So,
Right.
Dan, what did you think about this episode?
I'm just going to keep it simple like Matt. I think the best you can do is 10 out of 10. Plus, we're going to add in all the Boba Fett points, which is 5 out of 5. So I'll give it 15 out of 10.
Nice. Wookie Cookie.
We'll
and
keep it clean. We got Wookiee Cookie tributes going on here.
Yeah.
And we're at 15 out of 10 because I couldn't fault it in any way, shape, or form. We really love this episode.
This is a really
And
good episode.
It really set the bar for anything to come in the future of Mandalorian or Boba Fett.
Bobalorian.
And I think there's even I think they're going to take it up a notch. I think we're going to see
Yeah.
some insanity. It's hard to imagine at this stage, but I
Yeah.
think the world that they're continuing to build is just going to continue to blow us away. I hope so,
Yeah.
because the stuff that they dropped in this episode alone
Right.
is just like, wow, they could go 1,000 different directions now.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
if nothing else, hopefully this isn't the peak. But if this were the
Right.
peak, it was a good
It was a
peak.
good peak. Yeah. Agreed. It makes you wonder where can they go from here that's going to be better than
Where
this.
do we
Yeah.
go?
And if they top
now?
it, I will give them mad respect.
Yeah.
Because
Mad respect.
that was so good. I want the rest of the season to be this good, if not
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
If they can't do that,
Mhm.
then whatever. But still, I hope for that. Woo!
Brady Bunch.
So, Brady Bunch. Oh, yeah, we got to look around.
Oh wait, there's nobody.
The
above me.
the podcast
That's right.
listeners are like, what? What's going on?
Yeah,
They
thanks
look
for
like
listening
the
to the
Brady Bunch,
podcast, by
everybody.
the way. We've had a lot of people listening, so
Yeah.
you don't want to see us, but you want to listen to us. We appreciate you listening. Oh, we got a comment
Oh,
here
yeah.
from,
Snap.
I'm going to mispronounce their name, Petinato Petty.
Oh,
Says hello from Argentina. Well, hello.
Whoa,
Hello.
hello.
Thanks for tuning in.
Argentina.
We love South America. We've been to Argentina before, some of us,
I have not.
in passing, but it's a beautiful
Maybe
country.
in spirit.
We
Nice.
we appreciate the football players. What's his name? The superstar? I can't
Pele?
believe it. No, what was it? Yeah, that was one of them.
Was it?
And the current
From
guy.
Argentina?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, the current guy that plays.
I cannot speak to this.
I,
I
can't
know
either.
Star Wars.
Ah,
You're the only
man.
one.
I
You're the only
know.
one,
I
Dan.
know American football.
Yeah, soccer. We call it soccer.
but we
here,
call
like
it
soccer
soccer.
and football.
Ah.
I played
Football.
I played soccer in high school. That was pretty fun.
Madonna. There's Madonna. Oh no, but there's a guy anyway. Thanks for watching
There's a
from
guy.
Nailed it.
Argentina.
There's a guy.
We
Insulted
appreciate
everybody
you
from
watching. As
Argentina.
I was thanking people for not watching, so
Right.
Yes.
and listening, but we appreciate you listening and
Definitely.
watching. We're having fun doing this, and this is the moment we've been waiting for.
Yes. Thanks for joining our community by commenting. We appreciate it.
We
We
did-
love talking Star
Keep
Wars
'em
here.
coming.
And
Keep 'em
didn't we
coming.
have? Yeah, we love the community. We love the conversation, and we just didn't we pick this up though. We picked up on it last episode. It kind of fell a little flat, and then all of a sudden, like all of us were like, I think next week's going to be something big.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has to be.
And I don't know why. I'm like, I got to get on this episode because we got to talk. Messi, thank you.
Messi.
Petinato.
That's who it is.
That's
I've heard
yeah,
that.
and
Yeah.
Maradona.
Okay.
Sorry
Yeah,
for-
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Us.
Sorry
I
for
love watching
insulting
Messi.
you.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't.
And didn't
Sorry for
Messi
insulting.
Messi win
We're
the
just dumb Americans.
World Cup?
Right.
Didn't Argentina? You guys just win the World Cup? Because that was his. It was his greatest flaw. And they said he hadn't won the World Cup, so he's won every other championship. 'Cause he played for Barcelona and I think Real Madrid. And
Yeah.
I may be completely wrong. I'm so sorry.
Sorry if we're slaughtering
I'm
this.
offending
I don't
all of the
follow soccer very
Argentinians,
much.
but I really love watching his.
Well, we know he likes
footwork.
one thing. It's Star Wars.
It's
And if
Star
you love
Wars,
Star
yeah.
Wars, that's why you're here.
You're
And
friends to us.
Yes.
Hopefully, you got a chance to watch this episode.
That's the great
and
thing
let us
about
know
Star
you-
Wars. It reaches across
Oh yeah, it
the
does.
whole world.
Yeah.
You
Cuts over
everybody loves Star Wars. You can cut through
boundaries.
any boundaries with Star Wars. So
Well-
thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in and listening to us. If you got any more comments, we'd love to hear them. Tell us
Mhm.
more about the episode and if you liked it or not too. Tell your friends. Tell your frenemies.
Frenemies. Your enemies.
Frenemies.
Your friends of your enemies.
Yeah,
Your
right.
enemies' friends.
Exactly. Awesome. Any more comments?
Friends.
No, that's it for now. So
That's
we'll
it.
just
do it.
I think we're gonna wrap it up. We got a cumulative 1 billion out of 10.
1
result.
billion.
They
Definitely.
keep it up, Favreau. Keep it up.
Yeah, keep going.
Just crank it
Yeah,
up.
this is
Crank
just
it
an
up to 11.
awesome episode. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Stay on Target. We appreciate you being here. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Listen on the podcasts if you don't want to see our beautiful faces, especially Matt. Strong Matt.
Yeah,
He looks really good.
I'm hideous.
And Nick looks like
Hideous.
Chrysanthemum. He is the most handsome Wookiee around, I'll say that much. So anyway, thanks for tuning in.
Oh, we didn't even cut to me that whole time.
Sorry, we were
look at me.
slightly distracted.
Right?
We got a comment here from Petty. I'm just gonna. I don't know
Yeah,
how
yeah,
you want me
go
to
ahead.
say that, but it's
Spell
good
it
to
out for
hear.
us.
It's
Do
good
the
to hear.
phonetic
Yeah,
spelling.
phonetics. It's good to hear people who know a lot about this show. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
we
really
know a
appreciate
lot about Star. Well, I don't know if we know a lot about Star Wars,
We
but
know
we do
some.
like Star Wars.
He seems to know
and,
a lot.
and thanks,
He does.
Brianna, for tuning
I
in.
seem
She said
to
good
know
night,
very
guys.
little.
Thanks for tuning in, Brianna.
Brianna. She's from
Now you,
Argentina
you,
too.
So
you
sorry.
offended an American.
Right?
Gosh.
Way to go.
Just kidding.
Do you play
offending
soccer,
everybody on
Brianna?
this
Let me talk to you about it.
I'll double down on my problems here.
No, it was good. You were probably right. I just had no idea.
Yeah.
It's all good.
All
But
right.
thanks for tuning
All right.
in. And yeah, we appreciate it. Petinato. I can roll my R's, but I don't know how to say that because there's not an R in it. That's why I'm
He's
looking at
trying
Nick
so
right now.
hard.
He's trying so hard right
Somebody save me. Somebody hit me in the head with a soccer
None of
ball.
us can see it.
All
now.
right.
This was an
all right.
awesome episode.
Yeah.
You're all awesome. We're going to go watch
We're
it
gonna
again.
go
You
cut the
should
black.
too. So get out of here. Go enjoy this episode again. And
Yes.
we'll see you next week
Yeah.
on Stay on Target. And then we'll be reviewing Book of Boba Fett, episode 6.
Yeah.
So get out of here.
Get
out
out.
of
Yeah,
here.
leave us comments
Get to
in
the
the comment
chopper.
section. Petinato's still asking questions.
Oh,
It was
okay.
definitely
We're
the
not
best
done.
episode.
Yeah.
He said because Boba Fett didn't appear.
Right. Yeah.
So
So he's
Yeah.
feeling the same way we
I
are.
hear you. I hear you.
So chat with us in the comments, and we'll hang out a few minutes as we end this tune here. But
Thanks for
had-
tuning in.
we've had fun. No problem on the English. We'll be here next week. We're here every Wednesday,
Yep.
right after the episode drops, and we're excited to talk about it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Rock
and
on.
Brianna said, "I don't think I've ever laughed this much during one of these."
Right.
So right at the end now,
We're
we
just-
finally found our groove because we're starting.
That's how it
It's
always
not
happens.
even a groove. We're just like
have
rolling
zero
over
groove.
ourselves.
We're rolling.
It's
We're rolling
the
with
snowball,
Yeah.
and it's as soon as this is what live streaming
It's like a
is
train
fun.
wreck. You know, it
But
happens.
an
and
epic
it. But,
one.
you know, it's like
you,
one
don't, you don't want to see it, but you can't look
you
away.
can't look away.
Yeah.
And it's just
Wow.
That's
going
what this
horribly
show
wrong,
is.
but you're just like,
Stay on target, and we never do.
Yeah.
We're a conundrum.
we're a conundrum.
I can't even spell conundrum, but that's
Wrapped
what we
inside of enigma.
But you can spell
Enigma.
phantasmagorical.
are. PH and
Wrong.
Phantasmagorical.
Just joking. And he's wrong.
And it's wrong.
And he's wrong. It does start with a PH. though.
Yeah, it does.
All right.
Does
well,
it? No,
just
wait,
like
does it? Are
water.
you sure? Yeah,
pH
you
balance.
just watch it. Yeah. pH balance. Strong Matt. Stay strong. Stay classy.
Stay Matt.
do
Stay
we have any
Matt.
more- Stay pet. We got any more questions or?
no, I think that's it. Everybody's done with
All
us
right.
now.
Sweet.
Oh, wait.
Thanks for tuning. We love the comments. We love the questions.
Right?
Yeah. Please comment along, and it
Yeah.
makes it makes the live stream part of it fun. We love
It does.
Definitely.
we love the chats.
The
Laugh.
chats.
And,
Laughter. We put the laughter
We
in
love
the
the show.
slaughter.
We put the. Which is what
As
Mando
what we're
did in the very beginning of this
And what
episode.
we're doing to this show,
We
we're
just-
slaughtering.
we
it.
just
Speaking of
slaughtered
the
it.
very beginning of the show, this is the very end of this show.
Yeah.
We
It's
love you.
time
For real.
to go now. Nap time now.
Sleepy time.
Wizard!
Wizard.
You're a wizard.